Hey YouTube, just wanted to show you all this mod for Napoleon Total War. It's called Napoleonic Total War 3 mod, I believe that's the name. And I'm playing the Waterloo scenario at the moment. Yeah, this is the best mod for Napoleon Total War. It's as good as any of the new Total War games, as far as I'm aware. I've got mates who have played this mod and played all the Total Wars, and they love it. If you want, the next level of realism, this is it. If you want the next level of scale, I mean, look how many units I have. I'm playing this historical scenario. See, obviously, most players aren't going to want this many units, but some players like myself don't mind it. It's mainly a multiplayer mod, so, I would recommend getting some mates on if you're going to play a scenario like this one. If you do a 3v3, it's going to be, one of your mates will be commanding, say, the right wing or something, one will be the center, and one will be the Prussians and all that. So yeah, I'm playing as Wellington and all that right now. I'll go over some things that make this mod unique. I've just started this battle, by the way. I gave all the units orders while it was paused. There's Nay, pulling a Nay as he did. Anyways, so yeah, I'll go over some of these things. First up, there's a fog of war. So I can only see the French units that my men can see. So because we're, Wellington's army here and the Allies, we're up on the high ground, we can see, whoa, shit, nearly ordered the whole army to move somewhere. Hang on one second. We can see the enemy, but they can't see these units hidden back here. In fact, there are some units of the enemy that I can't see. There's quite a few on this road. In fact, there's a whole bunch of them here that I can't really see. There's all the Imperial Guard are crammed up along this road. I've played as the French before, so I know this. Napoleon's hidden back here somewhere. So yeah, we're only seeing a portion of the French army right now, those that are exposed. It looks like Ney's going to get himself killed. One really cool thing about this mod is units move faster on roads, and they move faster in a column. So right now, I've got these gents just walking in a big fat line. In real life, if you did that, you'd lose all cohesion, and yeah, you wouldn't get places very fast. So that's why in this game, it's better to move your unit in a column. I'll just see if it makes an instant difference here. It's too late now. I'm sending them to this building, but just for the sake of the video. Yeah, see, they're already like reforming. I kind of spoiled it there, but let's just see once they're formed up. The road will make a huge difference too, so it's not a very good experiment. But anyways, now I'll order them into the building now that they're basically gathered up in a column. And it's got some historical things. I think column gives you a morale bonus, like it did in real life. There's accounts of, imagine being in a unit that's ordered to charge on the enemy, and you're crammed right in the middle of it. You can't run away if you get scared, and running away and getting scared was what these battles were all about. It wasn't really about who killed the enemy, it was who decided to turn and run first, and who was the bravest, who was going to stick it out to the end and keep fighting on. So yeah, there's some really nice historical things like that. So roads, you've got to factor those into your tactics now. You can't just send your men around willy-nilly wherever you feel like it. You've got to factor the roads in, just like any real army has to factor roads in. All armies throughout history have had to do this. So yeah, I think that's one really cool thing. There's also, I mean, obviously you've just seen already the size of the maps. Just the scale, it's huge. The maps are really historically accurate. I've been to Waterloo. I was there for the 200th anniversary of the battle, and I watched the 6,000 man reenactment. In fact, I sat about right here and watched the battle, and I can tell you, this is so much more like what the battlefield looks like in real life than I've seen in any movie or in any game. The slope, Wellington's famous ridge, is much more like this than it is in vanilla or in movies and stuff like Waterloo. Sorry, I'm not concentrating too much on playing or tactics. I just thought I'd give a bit of commentary and whatnot. Anyways, Yeah, I can. So just to give you history buffs a bit of orientation here, a bit of reference. This is La Haye Saint, and Hougomont's over here. Oh boy, and my artillery gets charged. Time to get in the famous squares. This is where the artillery did charge. As I said, it's not really a single player mod, so the AI's pretty trash. Last I checked, I'm playing a new update 7.2. I've never played this one, so for all I know, things are different this time around. But yeah, I wouldn't really play this for single player. It has campaign. I think the multiplayer campaign works again. Ooh, I might be wrong about that, but it is such a solid mod. One thing, because the maps are so big and you got so many units, the pace is a lot slower. It's more like real life. You can't just sprint your troops everywhere. You heard earlier the guy saying, "Oh, your units are tired, man. Your men are tired, sir. Your men are tired." You can't just run them around everywhere, and you can't just run them through like forests and streams. They'll get worn out like they would in real life. Yeah, you've got to play differently. Don't expect this to be like vanilla if you get the game. It's not like that at all. It's a totally different beast of its own. Now, let's say you're playing a non-historical battle. Of course, you don't have to play battles this big. You play the normal battles, and you can basically, you play the normal ones where you make your army from scratch. You deploy your army and all that stuff. And in this, if you were doing that, you would have to factor in things like, if I put all my troops, if I concentrate a bunch of troops on my right flank, or I have my strong troops on my right flank, and then the enemy does a big push on my left flank, just look at it on this map. Let's say someone did that on this map, and the enemy makes a big push here. All your troops over there are not going to be there in time to save you. And you might think, oh, well, I'll lose troops there, but then I'll get troops over here in time. Well, because it's so big, these battles would go on forever if you had to kill everyone. And they do go for a while. They go for, at the very least, I've found a battle this size probably go for at least about an hour. It can go for an hour or two, depending on how skillful your opponent is, how contested the battle is. But there's a quick way around that. Well, not a quick way, but a way around it taking absolutely forever. Oh, geez, it looks like Napoleon's sending all his troops over to fight Blucher and the Prussians. Yeah, the quick way around it is line of communications. See this building here? It's my line of communications. If I lose that building, I can put troops in it, by the way. If I lose that building, most of my units will rout, and you're not going to be able to win the battle unless the enemy's already basically lost it and you've somehow been stupid enough to let them take it. There's the enemy's line of communications up near Napoleon. I think it's La Belle Alliance. Speaking of which, you can bring this lovely map up and have a look at all the different landmarks that the real battle had, all that stuff. You can click one of those parts and go straight to it, like vanilla. Hougomont's raging. It looks like we're winning. I think I've got some Coldstream inside. Might send some troops to go back them up. So, yeah, you've got all these different things. You've got, right now, obviously, the AI's crap, so it's just sending its troops in charging willy-nilly, but you do it against a real opponent, and obviously things are very, very different. You've also got some real historical accuracy here. As I said, Coldstream are where they were, but it's not just that. You can see even, let's have a look at these ones. 1st Foot Guards, Maitland's Brigade. This is all super historically accurate. I'm not as good with the British troops, British and Allied armies positioning, but I can tell you, I've had a look at the French placements, and they are bang on, like Riel and all his troops, however you say his name. They're all here. You've got Derlon's men all along here. I'll see if any are... That's Moran's men. Oh shit, I think, yep, here comes the old guard already. A little bit early in the battle. Yeah, they've got them... When you start these historical battles, they've got the troops, they're painstakingly in the right place. Look, I haven't been able to really poke a hole in it. We've got the 42nd right here, right where they were in the real battle, for instance. That's them, the Highlanders. So, yeah, it's just amazing. The units play a little differently. Like real life, Grape Shot will shred enemies. Unlike in some other forms of the game, like vanilla and that, where grape shot isn't this be all end all. In this, you can seriously route. Like if you place grape shot in the right place, just like real life, you can really take out a large portion of the enemy army if you use it right. They'll just be routing and routing if they're trying to charge dead on into grape shot. It's just not a good idea. Just like real life, you know, you could any army trying to run dead on into grape shot is just, they're going down. So I like that about this. You can use more sort of Napoleonic tactics. It gives you a chance to use historical tactics like you know, like Napoleon did. You can concentrate your forces in a certain area and wipe through them before the rest of them have a before the enemy has a chance to get their reserves where they want them, or get their other flank where they want them. So if you want, you know, you can. My favorite tactic on this map, I probably shouldn't say, but it involves doing what Napoleon didn't do and trying to smash right through the center, and it works. And so yeah, that's basically NTW3 in a nutshell. Sorry, my game's lagging up a little. You're probably seeing all this stuttering. It's a bit hideous here. But if you're a fan of Total War, get this. Be prepared for a bit of a learning curve. There's a video on how to install it. I'll put a link in the description here for links to the game. I've got 7.2, and you've got to get the HB launcher. Yeah, there's a guide on how to install it. It's not all too difficult. The main mod just installs itself. It's about 2 gigs. That's probably all you need to know, guys. But please do check this out. There's a Discord. There's forums, the Lord's forums, to check this game out. And if you want to play it with other people, you can leave comments here and try and add me on Steam and all that stuff. If you guys want to have a game, I get 3v3s going with my mates, though we haven't in a long time. But I've just started playing the game again, giving it a go. First time on this more recent update. So yeah, I hope to see you playing it soon. Let me know what you think of this mod.